Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. This is the finest Bible bistro on the interweb, Daily Dose Radio. Today we're cooking it up fresh in Psalm 18, looking at verses 27 and 28. We've been going through this 10-verse section. This is the third of the sections that we've studied here in Psalm 18. And you can see why I wanted to take my time going through this. There's so much here. It's just hard to get a handle on all of it. And there's no way in a 5-minute devotional podcast like this that I would ever be able to anyway. But we needed to slow it down just a little bit so we could take a closer look. Today at 27 and 28, let me read those for you from my translation. For you, even you, are the salvation of the afflicted people, and the eyes of the exalted you will abase. For you will light my lamp, O Lord, my God, you will enlighten my darkness. That's verses 27 and 28, Psalm 18. There are a couple of ways to view this, both ways. There's probably more than a couple. I'm sure there's many different translations and comments that have been made about this. I'm certain of that. But two ways, which maybe three we'll get into today. Notice that it says the afflicted people. You are the salvation of the afflicted people. First of all, let me just tell you what my friend Mason Neal wrote. He said that this verse might be taken as a compendium of all church history. Isn't that's so good? And it's so true, isn't it? For you, even you, are the salvation of the afflicted people, and the eyes of the exalted you will abase. A compendium of all church history. Well, so he's just right on the money there. The church must be the afflicted people because we come out of our own affliction. Now, that's one way to view it. The other way to view it is this. Who are the afflicted people? Well, the afflicted people are all of us. We are them. Mankind is the afflicted people. Now, we say that generally speaking because of Adam's sin, but not everybody realizes they're afflicted and so falls into the camp of the exalted. They think they're something more than what they are. But those who recognize their condition and call on the Lord because of it for salvation, well, those afflicted people, He is the salvation of them because they've called on Him. But those who exalt themselves, well, now, what is that? That's nothing more than pride. And you know what pride is, right? Pride's the primary sin. It's the first of all the sins that God hates. Remember in Proverbs, 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination to Him. And the very first one of those listed was a proud look. God hates that. Pride is not something that will come before His throne. He will not have an exalted look before His throne. And so the people who are saved are the people who recognize their affliction, bow down under that affliction, and call out to the Lord for salvation, because we cannot save ourselves. Oh, we can exalt ourselves all we want, but we'll never save ourselves. So those are just a couple of ways to view verse 27. Both of them, I think, legitimate. I especially like Neil's comment that it's a compendium of all church history. Verse 28, for you will light my lamp, O Lord. Well, that's just an expansion on the first phrase in 21, isn't it? You are the salvation of the afflicted. You will light my lamp, O Lord. My God, you will enlighten my darkness. Because this is what He does, isn't it? See, when the Spirit of God comes on us, suddenly darkness flees. Death is reversed. Now there's life. Now there's resurrection. Now there's a new creature. Now there's sanctification. Now there's holiness. Now there's righteousness, all imputed and all given to us because of the work of Christ on the cross and administered to us by the Spirit of God. So all of that comes as light enters the soul, and He alone is our light. O Lord, my God, you will enlighten my darkness. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, and we'll conclude this section in Psalm 18, looking at verses 29 and 30 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.